After listening to various of these conspiracy theories, let's try to debunk as much as we can. A question worth asking is, how is it possible that such a high-profile person can go seemingly unnoticed for more than 2 decades? Let's talk about both videos which were uploaded on YouTube and immediately went viral. First, in the early 2000s, a blog called Hollaback Exclusive shared a video alleging that Tupac was hanging out in plain sight at a parking lot in Cuba. The man in the video can be heard saying, "Tupac is fucking living, yo." The camera is then focused on a man who looks like Tupac, chatting with a group of men and slightly looks over at the camera. Here comes an excellent question. If I was really trying to hide to escape death, wouldn't I have an issue with being recorded by someone I don't know? But the man in the low-quality video doesn't seem to mind. A fan also posted another video on YouTube in 2009 which showed how Tupac's facial features was different from the one seen in the Cuba video. In 2019, TMZ released photos of a man in a bar in New Orleans. The article was titled, "Tupac Alive." It included photos of a man that was or looked like Tupac. According to the article, a man appearing to be Tupac was spotted in a bar on Bourbon Street last weekend. But the news website never officially confirmed the man in the photos was indeed Tupac. If the source of the original pictures didn't confirm the man in the alleged photos to be Tupac, who else can? Suge Knight and Jr.'s claims. Jr., Suge Knight's son, released photos of a man he claims is Tupac in present days. The person in the picture bears similar resemblance to the deceased rapper. Jr. captioned the photo with, "They fooled you guys the first time, but y'all, he has been here." He also posted another video in which he claims Tupac is living in Malaysia to hide from threats he now faces as a result of his status. Can this actually be true? Can Tupac actually go into hiding for more than 2 decades due to threats from rivals? Knowing Tupac, this is probably false. Tupac was shot 5 times in 1994. The culprits were never identified. Having survived this ordeal, Tupac bragged about how his foes couldn't put him down as seen in the lyrics to the song, "Hit 'Em Up," where he raps, "5 shots couldn't drop me, I took it and smiled." If Tupac was one to be scared for his life and go into hiding as a result, he could have simply faked his death conveniently then and disappeared. Instead, he confronted those he presumed were behind the attack. He even dissed them in several of his tracks. There were also other instances where Tupac could have simply ran rather than face challenges head-on. So the idea that Tupac ran into hiding due to fear of being murdered is really absurd. Also, the same photo Jr. posted on social media was featured in a YouTube video in 2015. The video claimed the photograph of Tupac was taken in Cuba and not in Malaysia as Jr. claimed. Also, the video he posted and claimed to be a footage of the rapper in Malaysia has been debunked as a fake. The original video was uploaded to the YouTube channel, Lion's Ground, now Mike P, on December 9, 2013. It was titled Best Tupac Look-alike Movie Edition 2013 and it's a mere footage of a Tupac look-alike auditioning for a Tupac role, probably for the All Eyes on Me movie. With Suge Knight, a question worth asking is, what he stands to benefit from the Tupac is alive speculations. Tupac's body was still warm when his posthumous album, Machiavelli, was being marketed in November 1996 with billboards that read, "Listen very carefully," and a music video for the lead single, Hail Mary, which featured Tupac literally rising from the dead to murder all of his enemies. Although some may find it tacky, Death Row Records CEO, Suge Knight, who apparently has a vault full of hundreds of Tupac's unreleased songs, has pretty much a lot to gain by creating the illusion of his prized asset faking his own death, which if successfully pulled would create an intrigue that would sustain record sales even after the passing of the rapper. If anyone is to have knowledge of the true state of Tupac, it would be his close friend and manager, Suge Knight, who also sustained minor injuries in the night of the attack. He suggested that Tupac was still alive on Ice-T's investigative show on Fox. When asked if he actually thinks Tupac might still be alive, he replied, "With Tupac, you may never know." He also said more during the show. Knight had earlier on claimed he paid $3 million for the cremation of the rapper. Could he really have paid that huge amount of money for a cremation he never believed took place? Snoop Dogg, who is also Tupac's close friend and affiliate, appeared on Steve Harvey's talk show and addressed Knight allegations, saying, "The claims are just good TV. My homeboy is resting in peace. I know people still want him to be here and they love him so much to where his legacy overwhelms everything. But you've got to understand, when God takes you home, he takes you home." How did Tupac use shoes which were released after his death in his music videos? For the music video, To Live and Die in LA, which was released 2 months after his death, Tupac is seen rocking the newest edition of Nike Air Jordans, which were only released 2 months after his passing. Also in the video for Toss It Up, which was also released after his death, Tupac is seen wearing Penny Hardaway sneakers, which were not available until after he died. How is this possible? Answer: it's just one of the many perks of being a superstar, getting the latest gear before anybody else. So Nike may have given Tupac slightly early access to the kicks because of his promotional pull. The Tupac is alive conspiracy theory can finally be laid to rest with this last piece of proof. Although there still lies so many unanswered questions about the circumstances surrounding the death of the rapper, questions such as, are we really to believe that the said last photo of Tupac was actually taken the night of his attack? Why did the coroner's report have Tupac details all wrong? Why was the body of the rapper treated with such secrecy that almost no one was allowed access to his corpse? Questions that may never be answered but could have much more simpler explanation than supporting the Tupac is alive conspiracy theory. 27 years after Tupac Shakur was gunned down in drive-by shooting, an alleged gang leader was arrested on the 29th of September 2023 and was charged with the deceased rapper's murder. This man is Dwayne Keefe D. Davis. He was the leader of a plot by the Southside Compton Crips gang to kill Tupac after the rapper and his entourage fought a member of the gang. Dwayne Davis was the shot caller for the group of individuals that committed this crime. According to the police, Dwayne Davis and 3 others pulled alongside Tupac in a white Cadillac on September 7th, the night of the shooting. One of the occupants of the car opened fire on the BMW where the rapper was sitting. Before this recent development, no one has been charged with the slaying of the famous artist. This all changed when Mr. Davis began speaking openly about his role in the shooting around 2018. His version of the events closely matched the one provided by the police. In a documentary and his book which he published in 2019, Mr. Davis claimed that his nephew, Orlando Anderson, fatally shot Tupac and that he was in the car with him when he opened fire. According to him, Tupac made an erratic move and began to reach down beneath his seat. It was the first and only time in my life that I could relate to the police command, "Keep your hands where I can see them." Instead, Tupac pulled out a strap and that was when the fireworks started. One of my guys from the back seat grabbed the Glock and started busting back. A series of photos and videos from the murder of Tupac Shakur was shown as evidence to a Las Vegas grand jury for the conviction of Dwayne Davis. These files include a never-before-seen video of Tupac and Suge Knight leaving the MGM Grand following the Bruce Seldon vs. Mike Tyson boxing match, as well as photos of the car that the rapper was in after their departure and even images of his autopsy. The car photos shows the BMW sedan Knight was driving with Shakur as his passenger and provides more details about the bullet holes. In addition, there were 4 photos of the rapper's autopsy that also showed a close-up of one of the bullet wounds. The arrest follows a police raid on Dwayne Davis' house in Henderson. Investigators searched the property for personal notes, photos and other documents related to Tupac's death. Police reported collecting multiple computer, a cell phone and a hard drive, documentary documents, a Vibe magazine that featured Tupac Shakur, purported marijuana, several .40 caliber bullets, 2 tubs containing photographs, and a copy of Dwayne Davis' 2019 tell-all memoir, Compton Street Legend. Their cruisers and SWAT vehicles, they headlights shining on the house, a witness recounted. The witness and his wife were asleep when a swirl of blue and red police lights stirred them awake after 9 p.m. At least 4 videos of Dwayne Davis talking about the shooting in interviews were presented by the prosecutors. Although Davis has publicly said multiple times in the past that he handed the gun that killed Tupac and was not actually the shooter, Clark County official confirmed that a person that aids and albeit murder can also be charged with the murder itself. Although the actual person who pulled the trigger that night has not been fully confirmed, here's what we do know. The car that was used to perpetrate the crime was a white Cadillac. There were 4 occupants in the car that night. Mr. Davis himself, his nephew, Anderson, now deceased, Terrence Brown, now deceased, Deandra Smith, also deceased. Any one of them could have pulled the trigger that night, but it's most likely to be Orlando Anderson or Deandra Smith, with Terrence Brown at the driver's seat and Dwayne Davis at the passenger seat. With these new developments in the case, many if not all supporters of the Tupac is alive theory can finally lay it to rest.